think beyond all light, to sum it up, is I think it means that we as a band have been able to see past the facade of Christianity or God, despite their prominence in the world today. It's kind of hard to go against the grain on that sometimes. Like, my family's Christian, and I haven't really come out with my beliefs except in the last couple of years.
Lyrically, it's been a really good outlet. I mean, being able to find a band that's, you know, just against the, you know, Christian values and, you know, hypocrisy of it all. It's been really nice to be able to spread that message and have so many people that have been either touched or be able to, you know, revel in that. I mean, I just had to come out of the atheist closet to my mother when she came and seen our merch display, and it was just like, and she didn't really know how to take it or anything, and I was able to kind of shed some light on the subject and make her a little bit more aware of how things were, and kind of take away that kind of stigma that is with Satan and just being God-free in general. And, you know, as devout and Christian as everything she is, and she was able to find an understanding and something she could live with.
Using the term Satan and using the embodiment of those type of views are not based on any type of religious feeling or negative connotation that most people would see it as. I see it as a very positive thing. I am not out to end Christian life. I'm not out to affect anyone else's existence because of my beliefs. I just want to guide my own path. And I feel that that term has been so distorted and so disturbed, if you will, over years of stigma towards what it is. And that is not what we're about. It's not a hateful or evil presence. I don't think that any of us are very hateful or evil people in this band. I think we're very positive and try to be good people. And to me, the term Satan in my life means being good, doing the right things that I see as my path.
I use that term to mock what a lot of religions, or Christianity in particular, would use that to describe. So if, you know, free thought and being progressive and, I don't know, lusting or, you know, being malicious towards somebody, if any of that kind of stuff is considered negative, and they want to call that Satan, and they want to kind of threaten this eternal damnation, well, I would use that as kind of a badge of pride. Like, that's who I want to be. I don't want to be this sheep that reads one book and that's my whole life. So even though it's not a religious thing, the kind of etymology, I guess, kind of comes from that, and we use that almost to kind of mock that. And really, I guess almost ironically, that term has come, it's almost a term of endearment now. You know, it's something that we use to describe us in a very proud way. And being prideful or proud of our beliefs, I think, is something that's great. I don't see that is any kind of negative thing at all.
I think the term also really pushes passion. And we are all very passionate people, and this band is a very passionate band.
Well, a lot of the managerial duties really kind of fell into my realm, and that was new to me, but it was something I really enjoyed, and I continue to enjoy to this day. And everything from the social media to our blog to our website, dealing with the merchandise, the financials. It's a role that I've really fallen into and I really enjoy because I'm passionate about the music. And I'm passionate about the music because of what we stand for, what we play, and the fact that I feel like we're a real band that is just trying to put great music out there. You know, I could bemoan a lot of the things that have happened to Anagnorisis over the years, but I'm sure they've happened to a lot of bands, and we've been very fortunate for some of the opportunities we have had. We've also been screwed on a lot of opportunities, to put it bluntly. The difficulties have been the things that I think larger bands take for granted. Distribution, having a crew, having a tour bus, booking the tour, you know. We do all of that. We've done all of that stuff from day one. And if we don't do it, then we have our hands directly into it. So we have been connected to everything that happens with Anagnorisis from the start. And that was, you know, when it originated from the small little roots of what grew into Overton Trees to what it is now, it's always kind of been a DIY band. And I think that's a label, just like the atheist label or freethinker label, that we wear with pride, because we're a band that wants to do it ourselves.
The atheist lifestyle and mentality is something I think should be embraced. I mean, in this day and age, more and more people are starting to turn away from organized religion, and it's just up on the rise. And I think being a part of that movement and acting almost a catalyst for this movement is just kind of very uplifting and perpetuates this idea and this, you know, movement that we're a part of.
I'm extremely proud to be part of something that promotes this message. I'm extremely proud of it in such a positive outlet.
Is that how you view the term Satan, what Zach talked about?
In a way, I think the term Satan does indeed mock, you know, Christianity. I believe it kind of embodies the just the opposition of Christianity altogether. A term used to offend, you know, what they think epitomizes everything they should be against, is something we think that is something to be proud of. I grew up in a Christian background. I went to church till I was 15 or 16, and at that point I denounced God and Christianity and kind of began to see a lot of who people really were in that background, and that it's just so much hypocrisy and so much bullshit like that. It's nothing I want to be a part of ever again.
Blasphemy can be a gimmick in black metal. I don't think it's a gimmick in ours because we wear the blasphemy with pride. And so I point to, for instance, our Kafir shirt, where we said, you know, we are Kafir, we're infidels. That was designed to be blasphemous. It was designed to be offensive. It was also designed to let people show with pride that they are non-believers, that they don't subscribe to a false religion. They don't subscribe to any false religion. And that's something that I think all of the members quite fervently agree on, that we are a band and a group of non-believers. And if we can inspire in others the freedom and the will to reject tradition, that type of archaic religious tradition, to reject creationism, to reject religion in schools and government, everywhere that it kind of creeps into, I think we're doing a good job. And the medium with which we choose to do that is black metal. Now, that makes a lot of sense that we choose to do it with black metal, because the history of black metal is anti-Christian in its nature. And so, to me, it's a merging of a modern ideal of free thought, of skepticism, of the Richard Dawkins, Sam Harris, you know, modern school of atheism, with the traditional history of a genre that's only 20 to 30 years old, you know, black metal. And we can take that and put our spin on it. And so we can do that musically, and we can do it idealistically and through the lyrics. And that's, to me, that's the goal of Anagnorisis, to do that.
When I was 15, I was really into crust punk. I was really into not being in school, not trying to live the normal 15-year-old lifestyle. I started traveling and, you know, just being into the crust punk scene. And I got arrested in New Orleans, and my dad came to pick me up and told me, you have an option. You can stay on the streets and never come home again, or you can go to this program in Utah and you'll be there for 6 weeks, and then you can come home and we can work on stuff. So I was scared. I was in jail. I was in a very scary jail, and it was an option that I wanted to take. Plus, I didn't want to, walk away from my family. So I get to this program and then realize that it's not a 6 weeks thing. It's I'm being shipped out of the country thing, and it's been a very long, almost 20 years since that time of accepting and dealing with the transition of that and the implications of that in my life, and how that has greatly affected pretty much every decision I've made since that point. So it was a very difficult situation, and I've not really spoken out about it in these 20 years because it's not really anybody else's problem. It's my problem. But then I realized that all of my problems are based off of this problem, that I'm not willing to let it go, and I'm not willing to express the abuse and the intensity of the situation and how much it affected me and scarred me. And that's what this album is about. It is essentially a suicide letter from start to stop of this person that I was for so many years that I just don't want to be anymore. And the only way to really get rid of that is to kill that person. And that is the album in a nutshell from start to stop. It starts with the first day that I woke up there, and it was like 4 o'clock in the morning, and I'm under a different hemisphere, and you're looking at the Milky Way, and I've never seen anything like this before, and I'm living in this little third world country in Western Samoa, and I have no clue what's going on in my life, and I think that God is going to save me from this situation because that's what I was taught my entire life. And then to realize how absolutely alone I really was. It is ironically an anagnorisis of my very existence, realizing, who I am, but at the same time scarring me so intensely for so many years through everything that I went through. Beyond All Light is the moment that darkness within myself is that guiding path to ending all of my inner turmoil. It is like the beacon that has been blacked over constantly for so many years. It really is like just feeling in a black room that door handle to open.